Send your Spirit of truth to expose our self-deception and challenge our complacency, so that we may surrender to your mercy and follow your will through Jesus Christ, our liberator. Amen. We heard this psalm last week, but let's hear it again, this time using a different translation of the Hebrew text by Dr. Robert Alter. Let's listen to Psalm 139. Lord, you search me and you know. It is you who know when I sit and I rise. You fathom my thoughts from afar. My path and my lair you sweep, and with all my ways are familiar. For there is no word on my tongue, but that you, O Lord, wholly know it. From behind and in front you shape me, and you set your palm upon me. Knowledge is too wonderful for me. High above, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit, and where from before you flee? If I soar to the heavens, you are there. If I bed down in Sheol, there you are. If I take a wing with the dawn, if I dwell at the ends of the sea, there too your hands lead me, and your right hand seizes me. Should I say, yes, darkness will bundle me, and the night will be light for me. Darkness itself will not darken for you, and the night will light up like the day. The dark and the light will be one. For you created my innermost parts, wove me in my mother's womb. I acclaim you, for fearsomely I am set apart. Wondrous are your acts, and my being deeply knows it. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in a secret place, knitted in the utmost depths. My informed shape your eyes did see, and in your book all was written down. The days were fashioned, not one of them did lack. As for me, how weighty are your thoughts, O God? How numerous their sum. Should I count them, they would be more than the sand. I awake and am still with you. Would you but slay the wicked, God? O men of blood, turn away from me. Who say your name to scheme, your enemies falsely swear. Why, those who hate you, Lord, I hate, and those against you I despise. With utter hatred I do hate them. They become my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Probe me and know my mind. See if a vexing way be in me, and lead me on the eternal way. This is God's word, the wisdom of Israel.
So as Rick said, that's from a very new translation by a fellow named Robert Alter, who's one of the most important linguists of the Hebrew Bible of the Old Testament in our day. And he finally put it all together in one big translation. So one thing I like about it is it tries to keep some of the literal rhythms of the Hebrew language, which we lose in our English translations. But poor Rick, because that made it a little chunkier and some weird phrases. So thank you very much for doing that. So we started looking at Psalm 139 last week, and it's been called a summit of Hebrew poetry. It's got phrases that just stick in our memories because of their connected beauty. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. Where can I go from your spirit? You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And we're at this soaring height. And often when people read this psalm, they stay at this soaring height. And they stop. And no wonder. Because
about you and lie to you, God. I hate them as much as they hate you. I have a pure, uncontaminated hatred. Look at me, check me out, and see. That's not good. Is it true? Does it say something truthful about us? I'm picturing us as actors on a stage, trying to understand what does it mean to be human if we imagine ourselves as actors. And so we're playing our life, we're playing real parts. Parts that God, the playwright, has written for us. And that means we exist only because God imagines us. God creates us, flesh and blood. We don't write ourselves. We are creatures, not divine. But God also creates us spiritual beings. We reflect something of the writer. It says in the Bible, we are made in God's image. God has made us for connectedness, for relationship with God. And God, the playwright, set the stage, fills it with all sorts of characters, and sets out the plot. But within that, God loves for us to do improv, to come up with our own lines, our own actions, to unfold the story ourselves within this story that God is writing. And God gives each of us the best part for us. We flourish when we are living our parts well, acting as we truly are. And that's what I unfolded last week. That all of this is good. God is writing it. We are wonderfully written. This is the world we know. But you know, there's more to the story than that. It's like in each of us together are these two intertwined plot lines. And we're acting out both of them for real at the same time. We're acting the wonderfully written story. But at the very same time, we're acting this second one in which we forget our parts, twist the story into a tangle, refuse the writer, trash our scenes, and together we're making a great big tragedy of it all. We turn from God, we deny God, and we get stuck in what we call sin, which is not just the things we do, but it's kind of like the whole plot's a mess, and we don't know how to get out of it. Kind of like singing that song. But this is much more serious. This is the world we know too. Now, tradition says King David wrote Psalm 139. Whoever wrote it, it seems that they were the victim of something. It seems they were the victim of some sort of vicious slander. And so this psalm, in all its beauty, is actually a passionate crying out to God. God, you know me. You made me. You are always with me. to decide between me and my enemies, these people who are saying awful, unjust things about me. You know me, and you know them. You know what I'm like, and you know what they're like, so destroy them. Get them out of here. I hate them. And at the root of this is an outcry for justice. And it sings out for everyone who's been trampled by evil, by people doing evil, when it's all let loose. I think we can imagine people, if not ourselves, people who would cry this out because they've been wronged terribly. And this is also the world we know. It's wonderful and it's wicked. It's very good and it's violent. It's beautiful and it's bloody. It's holy. This world God is writing is holy, but it's also hating God and lying about God and lying to God. This is the world we know. And we have to talk about that world too. What about me? After this lashing out, the psalm ends again with beauty. Search me, O God. Search me, test me, see if there's any wicked ways in me. God, do you see anything wrong in me? What do you think they expect God to see? You know the word hypocrite, right? Hypocrite means actor. In ancient Greek theater, an actor was a Hippocrates, a hypocrite, because they were pretending to be someone who they were not. And in theater, that's okay. That's what we kind of expect. But when it comes to real life, what's a hypocrite? It's someone pretending to be someone they're not. They're faking it. A faker. Search me, O God. What does God see? That the problem is not the world. It's not them, whoever they are. They've got their own business with God. It's me. I fake it. God writes who I am. But I fake, and I act like I make myself, and I get to decide what I'm all about, and I get to decide what others are all about. It's me. God makes everyone wonderful in God's image. But I fake. And I act like some people are more precious than others. That's me. Only God is God. But I fake, and I act like all sorts of things are divine, things that people have created, things that I've made up myself, and I pursue them, I fear them, I give myself to them, I sacrifice to them. It's me. When God's writing us, God writes us to act with love toward others, to tend God's creation, but I fake, and I act with lies and lusts, and I seize and I neglect and I manipulate and I abuse, ignore, exploit, mock, destroy. That's me. God calls me back to God. And I fake and I act like I can somehow save me from myself. The playwright writes me wonderfully. But I toss the writer's script, I ignore my part, I mess up the story. I trash my scenes. That's me. Now others do it too. You're doing it too. And I'd really love to blame you. And anyone else. But the song turns it back to me. We're all making the writer's wonderful play a terrible tragedy. And it's me. Let me give an example. February is Black History Month. And as I've been learning and thinking, I realized that I need Black History Month. I need it because people who look like me, actually, more truthfully, people who decided that something about us, a minor thing really, color of our skin, matters a lot. People decided this and they invented the concept of race. And they decided that people who have darker skin are less and can be treated as less than people who look like me. And what has this done? What this did is it gave permission to people who look like me to kidnap people, buy people, sell people's work, and beat people, and hang people, and jail people, and steal their land, conquer and divide people, and mock people, and destroy the cultures of people, and deny housing to people, and shut out jobs from people, and close off neighborhoods to people, and so on, and pretend that that's the natural order of things. It isn't. But people decided it was. Now that's hypocrisy. It's faking it. It's acting like a lie is true. People who look like me have done this to indigenous people. We keep on doing it. Have done this to African people and people of African ancestry. We keep on doing it. And we do it to benefit people who look like me. And it has. It's worked. And this is the world we know. This is the world we grew up in, and honestly, it's me. It's in here. Now, I'm not responsible for this. It was happening long before I was born. I was born into it. But once God starts freeing me from my hypocrisy, from living that lie, thank God, then I have a responsibility. I've been called to follow Jesus, who, by the way, had skin much darker than mine. He wasn't Scottish. responsibility then to start to change this story, starting with me. And that's why I need Black History Month. Because I need to hear different stories than the ones I grew up with. And look, I didn't come from a terribly racist household or anything, but it just was kind of all around. So I need to hear the resilience and the resistance and the victories of Black people, and I need to celebrate the cultures and the wisdom and the achievements of Black people, and I need to rejoice in the strength and the beauty of my Black friends. And I need to do this for them. But you know what? I need to do it for me. I need to be freed from living that hypocrisy. And that's just one example of this twisted story we're all living in. We didn't make it up. We all are kind of stuck in it, but we all do our share too. It's complex. Remember I talked about these different plot lines, they're intertwined together, and we're acting them at the same time. There's this wonderfully written one, the one that God writes. It's good and beautiful, and it's still true. It's as true as it's ever been. Because God is a great writer. And then there's this other one we're living to. The script's torn up. We've forgotten our parts. We're in a mess of things. It's true too. And I can't hide from it. Can't hide from it. Here's the good news. I can't hide from it. Remember what the psalm says to God. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I could fly far away, you would be there. If I died in despair, you'd be there. In the deepest darkness, God's light shines. You can't hide. And there's another story being told. Another plot that's being woven in to this narrative. This picture on the screen, I found it. I don't know who did it. I wish I did. I was fascinated by it. And I can't figure it out. Is she coming apart? Or is she being brought back together? God is writing another story, another plot. And we're going to talk about that next week. But here's a preview. In this new story that's going to be intertwined with the other ones, the writer shows up. On stage. With us. Because God sees those ways, those wicked ways in us.